lost. So it makes me feel lost to not be able to communicate with my own son. But at the same time, when he can communicate with me in a different way, just by the way he looks at me, some kids don't do with their parents. The fact that he can come up to me and stare me in the eyes, like we know, like we love each other. And so sometimes I'm like, this is kind of cool that we don't need the words. My life before autism seems so simple and almost boring, I guess you could say. We did everything that a typical family would do. He and I traveled and went on family vacations together. November 17th, 2009. We were sitting there with a neurologist and it was gut-wrenching, but I think I knew before I even went in there. It wasn't a shock, but it was to have that formal diagnosis was like, our life just changed.
You know, as my only son, you had visions of, this being your, the high school, football player and the captain of the team. Pretty much all of the dreams I had in terms of my perspective on where I thought Landon would go. I had to completely shift that perspective of what I'm trying to teach him just to learn to speak or to communicate.
Dreams I had for Landon were of him growing up with a big group of friends, having them over, playing over here, him going to college and having the time of his life, and getting married and providing me with some grandkids. Not to say those won't happen, but it's highly unlikely.
You're in the grocery store and you hear parents that are yelling at their kids, like, I wish they would just be quiet. I think they wish they would just be quiet. I remember going back to my car and literally just crying my eyes out because my son couldn't speak. And she's yelling at him and I'm like, don't ever yell at your kid for talking too much. And here I got a son that can't speak. So to me, that was one of my toughest memories.
The thing I love most about him is he surprises you a whole lot. Like sometimes he comes up to you and he'll say your name, or he'll hug you or hold your hand.
His little smile without his two front teeth, he just comes close to you and he doesn't have his two front teeth, but it's like really cute.
Well, I wish that I could just have normal conversations with him and that he understood everything I said.
I wish that he could just play with me sometimes, like he could just come up with me and not just like run away from me.
What I would like to accomplish through the foundation is, number one is awareness to what autism is, and then number two, I would like to help more children and more families that are impacted by autism, that are searching for answers and don't know where to turn for help.
Bring more attention to the autistic children out there and accepting them, knowing that they're different but they're not less, and to help families that are not financially able to provide the best for their children, because the key is early intervention for autism. But it's expensive, and some people need help, and we want to provide that help with the foundation.
How I want people to feel when they come in contact with the foundation is I want them to feel blessed that they have a resource and they have someone that can help them through all the steps, but they can make it through it, and just like we can make it through it.
I would want the families to feel from our foundation a weight lifted off their shoulders. That they have found a community now of people that understand what it's like to have a child with autism. I want people to know that we accept Landon for who he is and who he will become, and that we love him no matter what, and that for people that are going through some of the same things, don't deny that there may be something different with your child. Accept them, love them, and the rest will follow.